Hi, welcome to Relationship TV. My name is Bobby, and on today's episode, we're going to be talking about money, sex, and communication in a relationship. Let's start. So, before we begin today's episode, I'm going to give my panel the chance to tell our viewers who they are. So, I'm going to start from my right.
How you doing? My name is Kenny.
Hi, I'm Winter.
I'm Wolf. Jonathan.
Adriana.
Q.
You're all welcome to the show, and I hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas and holiday. So, before we begin, every relationship, the goal is to, mature in that relationship and get to the next level. However, there are other things that we need to consider in a relationship. Maybe things like what is more important in a relationship, and that's what brings me to my next questions for you guys. So, the next question is going to be, in a relationship, what's more important in a relationship, money or sex? I'm gonna start with you, Wolf.
So I feel, for me personally, I feel like sex is more important, but I feel like without money, see, here's the thing, is like I feel like uh, you can't have chemistry with everybody, but you can always make more money, right? So that's how I feel. Is like obviously not everybody's gonna have the capability for money, and I feel like in order to have a good relationship, you're gonna need to have enough finances. Otherwise, there'll be too many arguments, but
Different problems.
right, yeah. But you also, I don't feel like I'd be satisfied if the money was fine, but I didn't have sexual chemistry with the person.
So to you feel like money, sex is more important?
I feel like I feel like they're very close in importance, but I think sex.
Sex is more important to
Yeah,
you in a
yeah.
relationship. Good. What about you, Kenny? What's more important to you in a relationship, money or sex?
Honestly, that's a tough question because like
It is.
50-50, man. Because I would love to knock some boots, but if my money's looking right,
Right.
forget about them boots knocking. You feel me? Yeah, I could always travel, do anything I want. But the actual attachment piece, sex, I feel is the action that like you and your significant other have, and you sharing that moment with each other.
Okay.
But I could also do that with money though, man. I could book a hotel. So.
Right.
But yeah, so it's 50-50.
For you, so it's 50-50.
50-50.
Well, I mean, if you had no like option, you just got to pick one. What would you pick, money or sex? I mean, both are equally important, but if
Yeah.
you had to pick between sex and money, what would you pick in a relationship? Which is more
I would
important?
choose
to you?
money.
You would choose money.
Yeah.
I was celibate for like a couple of months of my life.
Okay.
And I'm like, you know what? Forget about sex. I'm worried about this money. And
So-
I realized I got to learn the female even more better during the whole process of us hanging out and doing our own thing. And
Right.
sex is just like, how long can I lust? Until I nut. But money now is like, yo,
Long time love affair.
yeah.
All right. So Kenny, money is more important for you in a relationship. Good. Jonathan, what about you? In a relationship, what is more important to you, money or sex? I mean, not to you, but like in general, what do you think is more important in a relationship, money or sex?
Money, hands down.
Okay.
And the reason why it's money is like you can always teach someone how to have sex. Like your chemistry might not be what you wanted to be at first,
Right.
but if you're developing a relationship, you guys can learn how to please each other. You guys can learn and grow together. And I feel like that's much more romantic than starting off the bat with everything being perfect. And furthermore, like money empowers you to do so much more. Like how are you going to raise a family? How are you going to take care of each other if you can't even take care of yourself? So I find like money to be like hands down, like straight up important. With sex, like it's nice, but I'm not a porn star. I'm not gonna last like an hour. Like how long? Like how long can I do it for? So whereas money is gonna be the consistent problem throughout any relationship that's not stable.
Good. So to Jonathan said money is more important to him in a relationship. What about you, Winter? What is more important to you in a relationship?
This is a tough question. I hear everyone's points and they all have valid points. However, I feel like you guys are looking at sex as just like the physical act, but to me, sex represents the connection you have with a person. So I feel like if the connection isn't there, then the money is not, for me, gonna be able to sustain the relationship. So that's why I would say sex is more important, because to me, it represents a connection. Money is important also, But I grew up Christian, so sex was not even like a part of my life for a long time. But neither was, well, money was always a part of my life, but I never expected money from my partner. So that's why where the question is kind of tricky, because it's like, do you mean, would you rather your partner be good sexually, or would you rather your partner have a lot of money?
Okay.
Is that essentially what you mean when you say the
Okay,
truth?
so, okay, you know what? Let me put it this way, right? So you have two guys, right, all interested in you, right? And one, sex is great. He has a good sex. He give you all the sex in the world that you want. He's broke. He ain't shit. That's human language. You get what I mean? The other one, sex is not good, but he got all the money in the world for you. Wherever you want, wherever you want to go, he's willing to fund it. What would you rather?
Crickets now.
Right.
I would go wherever the attraction was. Whoever I was the most attracted to, it wouldn't matter.
So even if it was the guy who gives you good sex, but he's nothing. So you rather go with that guy just for the sex.
I would rather go with neither, but if
You
I had
mean
to
the way
choose,
they look? Like,
yeah, the way they
attract-
look, and if I'm attracted to them, if
I mean,
there's
he
something.
both look good. Both of them are cute guys, handsome. But like I said before, one has all the money.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Sex is nothing to write home about. Now the other one, he's nothing, broke, not ambitious, but
Oh, he's
his
not
sex
ambitious
is like
either.
A1. What was that?
Either.
He's not ambitious either.
Exactly. So what would
Ah.
you? So would you rather
Okay.
go with the one with?
I'll go with the one with the money.
Adriana, what about you? So if you, what is more important to you in a relationship, or I should say, what's more important in a relationship, money or sex? What would you pick?
I would say sex.
Sex?
Yeah.
Okay. Why sex?
Well, because I've come to understand how important that connection and that energetically how important sex is. And sex, as society has come to accept now, has been devalued, like completely 100%. And I feel like if you're able to find someone where you have that connection and it's just amazing, then energetically it shouldn't, like, my beliefs are very different from most people. And so it's just anatomically and energetically and molecularly, when you have amazing sex, it helps you create your experience faster. It helps you
Well,
manifest
put it this way
faster.
though. I mean, not to cut you off, but everyone keeps saying sex or whatever. But would you have sex and then after the sex and you're broke? Let's say the light is gonna get cut off and you're gonna have sex and then after that you're gonna be in the dark or get kicked out.
Yeah, but you're
No, seriously,
you're-
like this is someone like
but-
people talk about sex and I mean I understand where you're coming from, but then again, like you need to come to reality now. You get what I mean? Because if you pick sex over money, you have sex good. The 5-10 minute. I mean, how long would he last? What, 30 minutes, most an hour? And
you're
after that, then
focusing you're focusing more on the physical aspect of it versus I'm focusing more on the energy and the transfer that you're incurring when you have sex with people. When you have sex with people, you're inheriting all of their sexual and their mental baggage energetically. So as many broken people as you've slept with before, all of that baggage is inside of you, and you're feeling like, I don't know how to deal, and you keep going back to it because it's addicting. But at the end of the day, once our society is able to understand how powerful the sexual exchange is between two people, we'll come to understand that it is important to pick who you have sex with,
it is. It's
regardless
important.
of money. So I understand that money is important in our society for us to sustain, but you're putting us against the wall by asking us to pick one or the other, because what makes you think that I'm not capable enough to create that reality and be okay by myself? I can create that for myself. Why do I need another person?
You can, but I mean, what are the odds of you doing that? I mean, listen, both are equally important in my opinion, but I mean, like you said, you pick sex, but I just felt like, what?
So what would you pick?
Well, if I were to pick between sex and money, I'll definitely pick money. You get what I mean? Why? First of all, money rules the world. With money, you can get sex with money. And nowadays, men or women don't even need one another to please themselves. You go down the block, there's a sex store around the corner. You can get yourself a. Now they have
Nah, it
something
doesn't
called.
feel right, man.
What was that? No. I mean, I get what you're saying, but nowadays, you have all these sex toys, and I think I went to the store one time and I saw something called pocket pussy. It's like a little,
seen, they
like
have-
like
they-
a little vagina you can put in your pocket and then help yourself whenever you want.
They
And girls
have-
nowadays have all these dildos they play with and things like that, so they don't really need a man
They
in their
have this
life.
one
have a
that I
bunch of
saw.
toys.
Unless you bring something to the table. If you're not bringing nothing to the table, I don't think any girl wanna settle for things like that. I mean, don't you all agree with me?
Obviously, we all don't agree with you.
my-
I
my
do.
thing is, like-
Money is more important. but-
So money's more important to
Yes,
you.
definitely,
So
hands
why is it
down.
more important to you? Why?
I mean, I want to be able to. I want the person that I'm with to be able to provide, and it's more about the lifestyle. I'm going to be good no matter who I'm with,
Right.
who I'm sleeping with, but I'm going to pick the candidate that can do more for me. I don't want to, like you said, I don't want to be sleeping in the dark. Like we can book a flight and go somewhere. Somebody that's broke, what he gonna really do for me besides hand me penis? Everybody is trying to hand me penis. What do you got else? I don't really care for the dick. Sorry.
So I'm gonna give our viewers a chance to respond to this. So I'm gonna ask you guys this question. So in a relationship, what do you guys think is more important, the sex or the money? We want to get your thoughts. So you can leave your comment below in the video. Now, so that's gonna bring us to the next question, which is gonna be in a relationship, who cheats more in a relationship, the man or the woman? Q, I'm gonna start with you. Who cheats more in a relationship, men or women?
I'm gonna say men. Men, of course, men.
But why men?
Women are better at it, but men cheat more.
Why
Because
women?
you guys like to have sex without emotions. Y'all like to sleep with people just for the conquest. So yes, y'all cheat more. A female is going to cheat because she's unhappy, something is wrong in a relationship. So then she's looking for that other places. Men have looked for it other places, but most of the time it's just they want to get their rocks off. They're cheating,
So you think men
They're
cheat
bored or
more
something.
just because men don't have sex with emotions, so automatically they cheat more.
Yes.
Okay. What about you, Jonathan? Who cheats more in a relationship, man or woman?
Oof. I think
Dude, you better stick up for us, bro.
it's tough because I feel like when a woman does cheat, it's so very difficult to for us to find out. I feel like for men, because it's not as easily available to us, I think oftentimes men will probably make that decision more. Whereas like women are inundated with like dicks all day. It's like you open up your DM on Instagram. I bet you guys, any three of you guys sitting right here, open up your DMs on Instagram, and I bet there's at least 5 people either with a dick pic or trying to hit in that DMs. You guys go through every day trying to avoid unwanted attention and whatnot. Whereas for guys, it's just not the same reality. So we don't have as many opportunities presented to us. But at the same time, like when we do cheat, I feel like we don't get away with it as
Yeah,
often
you're
as
so
women do.
sloppy. You're so sloppy.
So in other words, so you think women cheat more or men cheat more?
I think, unless I'm proven otherwise, I think men do it.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
hold on. Wait. No,
Look at
hold
Kenny.
on. That's his opinion. So you think in a relationship, men tend to cheat more than women? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think,
What about you, Winter? In a relationship, who cheat more, men or women?
Oh, of course, men.
Okay, good.
You keep saying men. Okay.
Yeah,
So why do men cheat more?
I've never cheated in a relationship,
Okay.
but the guy has. So explain that.
Okay, so Winter is saying men cheat more. What about you, Kenny? Kenny, who cheats more in a relationship?
Women
Lie.
cheat
Go
more
ahead and
than
lie.
men.
Thank you. So women
Liar.
cheat more. So why do you think women cheat more?
Yeah, they good at it.
They're good at it.
They
Okay.
could just hide away numbers. Might make guy name could be Sam. She might change it to Samantha. On their phone. Like, huh?
So how do you know they cheated?
I'm just saying, like, everybody get caught sometime. You feel me? Don't get me wrong. Guys got the little shade because we get caught majority of the freaking time. But there's times that y'all women never got caught. You feel me?
Right.
Like you never know that a woman's body count. They always tell you the body count they've been in a relationship with.
Women are
You'll
very
never
secretive.
know
So you're
about
right.
the count
Women
after.
are very
But what does that have to do with cheating? What does that body count have to do with cheating?
So I could say I agree with you. A female would never say how many people they slept with because it's a social stigma. So you guys are asking who lies the most? Like I feel like socially it's now acceptable for dudes to be the liars, but there are females who also sneak around. Although it's socially unacceptable for a female to do, versus when a guy does it, he's just a player and it's okay. So at the end of the day, like I feel like maybe we all lie, like we all do it. it's something that it's equally 50-50.
Well, in terms of the lie, that's gonna, that's part of our next question. But right now, we're basically talking about, who cheats more in a relationship. So
Women.
So Kenny's saying
He's
women
lying.
cheat more in a relationship. I mean, what about you? So in a relationship, or
I mean, I've never cheated personally, but I could say it's 50-50. And again, a female would never get caught because that's a social stigma. You guys, it's like, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's socially acceptable for a dude to cheat.
But the thing is, though, is sex is not the only cheating term.
Thank you.
No,
See,
it's
Y'all
not.
flirting. Y'all freaking.
That's smart. I like that. See, people.
He try-
no,
he try- he
seriously,
tryna come at us.
people.
See,
He trying to come at us.
reason
No,
why you
people
say
think-
that.
No, but I'm just saying though, like, how y'all say, we always get caught is because we having sex and someone's blowing up our phone.
Right.
But y'all women do a whole y'all be flirting, playing with your hair and stuff.
How is that? That's not.
Y'all be
I'm
like-
sorry. That's not cheating.
Well, personally, I think women cheat more. You can all disagree with me. Why do I say women cheat more? Though some might say men cheat more because men cheat without emotions. Men could just go out there and have a one-night stand and they'll be okay with it with no emotions. And women, on the other hand, they need to feel something for you for them to cheat. But that's not the case. Women cheat, but just that they don't say it because they feel like if they, people find out, they see them as maybe sluts, whores and things like that. But I think women cheat more, to be honest, because sometimes when you go out, like I said before, people think cheating is when you live with the person. Not necessarily. You know what I mean? The fact that you're flirting with a guy, you're in a relationship, you've already cheated. You know what I mean? Sometimes a woman might see a guy and they feel like, hey, I think I want to sleep with that guy. But they might say it inside, but if they had the chance to actually do it, they will do it. And that's considered cheating. You know what I mean? I know
Guilty.
she probably would agree with, but
No.
that's what I think. But anyway, we're gonna let our viewers come in, on this question. So, what do you guys think? In a relationship, who cheats more in a relationship, the man or the woman? You can all leave your comments below, and on the next episode, we're gonna, talk more about it. So that's brings me to the next question. So the next questions will be, this one is quite interesting. So, in a relationship, who lies more in a relationship, the man or the woman?
Who lies more?
Who lies more in a relationship? Kenny, who lies more? Who do you think lies more in a relationship? Men lie more or women lies more?
No, I can't lie though, man. I do lie a lot though.
I mean, just because you lie doesn't mean that all men lie. You know what I mean?
Your eyes.
Okay.
I feel like my girlfriend be telling the truth majority of the time. So. But nah, sometimes, I be lying about I ain't have enough money to get you like a bottle of Hennessy or something like that. It's little petty stuff, locations and stuff like that.
Locations.
Yeah.
Eyes.
But okay, but why, I mean, why do you lie? I mean, do you lie because that's what you do, or you just lie to make things, to
I lie
avoid
to
certain
make things good, I want her to keep questioning me. I want her to worry about my whereabouts and stuff like that.
So they're considered little white lies.
Well, white or black, I think lies are lies,
Thank you. See, that's the thing. Personally, I feel like there's no such thing as a black lie because lie has one goal: to deceive. So if you're lying to your partner, whether it's a small or big lie, white lie, yellow lie, blue lie, it has one common goal: to deceive people. What about you, Adriana? What do you think? Who lies more in a relationship, the man or the woman?
I don't think it's sex should be attached to it. Like, only because I believe it has a lot to do with personal growth. Mm-hmm. I used to lie a lot, like all the time, until I got to a point where I was so depressed, and it was because everything that I lied about was catching up to me, and I couldn't free myself. So I just decided to, fuck it. If I have to hurt someone's feelings because I'm telling my truth, then I'm sorry, but I'd rather be transparent than cover up, like make other people, again, I keep saying, I'd rather know the ugly truth than a pretty lie. And that's because I used to be that way. I used to lie a lot all the time. Like, I didn't have what I had for lunch. Like, why would I lie about what I had for lunch? Like, makes no sense. So
did you lie to avoid some
confrontation?
kind of, right.
Yeah. And it was because I was very unhappy in my relationship.
And did that work for you? I mean,
No,
lying?
obviously. I'm
So when
happily single
so
now.
so I mean so when he finds out, I mean, what happened? You guys get into like an argument or things like that? Because I mean, 9 times out of 10, they always gonna find
I
out.
mean, I think that until this day, he wouldn't know what I lied about. So, yeah.
What about
he
you,
wouldn't.
Q? Who likes more in a relationship, man or woman?
I don't think there's a difference between men and women. I think they lie for different reasons. So I couldn't really say who lies more. I feel like men lies hurt more than women lies.
Well, I mean, you're kind of right, but then again, for me personally, I think women lie more.
Of
Women
course.
tell more lies than men
Of course
do.
you would say that.
You know what I mean? Women just know how to cover their lies. You know what I mean? When a woman lies, men tend to believe them. You know what I mean? And sometimes they lie. You see them crying and things like that. And someone once said to me, a woman weapon is tears. When a woman comes to you and she cries, even though she might be lying, but she's crying. You know what I mean? You probably gonna believe her because she's crying. You know what I mean?
I'd had men lying and
deep
crying
down in
at
their
the
heart,
same
they're
time.
lying. You know what I mean? So I think women lie. Women they tell lies. More than men do. And I don't think there's a reason for that. You know what I mean? I think truth is very, very, important in a relationship, because if you want to keep a healthy relationship, it's always good to tell the truth, all the time, instead of, lying, because when you lie and the person finds out, the trust is not, it's not, because if you lie, if we're together and you lie to me and I get to find out, I'm not going to trust you much longer. What do you guys think? In a relationship, who lies more in a relationship, the man or the woman? Listen, we're all dying to get your thought. You can leave your comment below. So we're going to move on to the next question. This is very, very important as well. The next question is going to be communication. So in a relationship, how important is communication in a relationship? Q.
Communication is essential in a relationship. If you guys are not communicating, how are you having a relationship? What relationship is there without communication? You need to talk to me. You need to tell me what's going on, how you feeling. You got to check in. You got to see how my day's going. If I'm stressed out, my person's supposed to help me and be there for me.
Right.
Supposed to be my partner. So we supposed to handle things together. So you're supposed to talk to me.
What about you, Enter? How important is communication in a relationship?
I feel like it's very important. I feel like with me, that was something that I struggled with a lot in my relationships, was communication, because I keep a lot of things to myself, but I see how that can negatively impact the relationship. So I feel like, yeah, it's the number one top priority.
Yes.
What about you, Jonathan?
I feel like without a relationship, or without communication, why have a relationship? Like, it's not medieval Europe. Like, if you can't communicate, why are you guys together?
Yes.
Move on.
Simple. Move on.
Right. I mean, I kind of agree with you. Communication is very, very important in a relationship, because sometimes they always say communication saves a relationship. And I think I'm a good example when it comes to communication. It's something I'm not really good at. When it comes to a relationship, I really suck at communication. And I can tell you this, my previous relationship, it's always one of my struggles, and it was kind of like detrimental to my relationship. So yeah, it is important to communicate as well. Because when you communicate with your partner, you tell them whatever you're going through. Or let's say, for example, let's say the sex life is boring, and you're holding it back. You have to communicate with your partner and say, hey, baby, you know what, this is not working, rather than going out there to go, cheat. Again, we're gonna let our viewers, come into this. What do you guys think? In a relationship, how important is communication? We all dying to hear your thoughts, so you can leave your comment below. Moving on to the next question. This is quite interesting. Why do people lie to their partner in a relationship? Wolf, why do you think people lie to their partners in a relationship?
I mean, most of the time that I lie, it's I think somebody else said it was just to try to avoid like a conflict, which never ends up helping.
Right.
It always ends up like, for example, it's usually very small things. For example, the other day, my girlfriend asked me to do something, make a phone call, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm about to do it right now. And I wasn't about to do it right now, and I ended up not calling at all. And that's a very small thing, but it ended up being, if I had just said like, okay, I'm not gonna do it right now because this is why I'm not gonna do it, then we can have an open talk about it, but she's expecting that I already did this thing. So even though it's a very small lie, it's like inconsequential to her trust in me. It still ended up causing way more problems than if I just told the truth. Even though in the moment that might have been a little, it's like putting off, like delayed gratification. If you can, there's that thing where if you can accept the immediate suffering, or what would you call that? Like the immediate consequences, then you get something better later on. I think that's most of the reason why I cheat or lie, is because I lack that skill of delayed gratification.
Like,
What about you, Winter?
most
Why
of
do you
us
think
do.
people like their partner in a relationship?
I think it's a lot of the time to avoid hurting their feelings or feeling like you're gonna hurt their feelings. So say you have to tell them something and you're just like, oh, I don't know how he's gonna take that. So maybe I should just lie about it because I don't want to hurt his feelings, or because you don't want to get in trouble for something. I think that's why people lie. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think you're right. I think most of the time people lie because they want to keep things on an even keel. They don't want to hurt the person's feeling. But then again, that's not the right way to go.
No.
The best way is the truth. Sometimes it hurts. The hardest thing to absorb is the truth. It really hurts, but you have to be bold enough and tell them the truth. And if they want to move forward with the relationship, that's fine. And if they want to leave, it's fine. But when you tell the truth, it makes you look you look good.
Yeah.
Instead of lying, because when you lie, 9 times out of 10 they're gonna find out. It could be a couple of years down the line they're gonna find out, and then the trust, and you're gonna look bad. So yeah, I think it's a point to tell the truth. So moving on. Well, I have a question that it's not part of today's questions, but I want to get everyone's opinion on this question. It's very important. The question is, if you're in a relationship, right, and you and your partner decide to spice up the relationship, let's say the guy said, babe, I want to have a threesome. You know what I mean? And you agree to it, and he tells you he's going to pick the girl. Would you be okay with it, Winter? If hold on, wait, I didn't even finish.
She ain't got to think about it. She don't have to think about it.
Hold on, so if your boyfriend say, baby, we're going to have a threesome, you agree to it, but he's picking the girl, why aren't you going to be okay with it?
Well, first of all, I'm not going to agree to it, period. So, especially not if he's picking the girl, because then it's like, oh, do you have secret intentions? Did you always feel like you wanted to sleep with this person, and now you're just bringing it to me?
Okay, so you want to pick the girl. Is that what you're saying?
Well, if I were to agree to it, which I don't, then yeah, I would want to pick who.
No, I'm not saying let's pretend that you agree to it.
Okay.
And he told you he's going to pick the girl, so you're saying no.
No.
So that means you want to pick the girl.
Yes.
Why do you want to pick the girl? What if he says no?
First of all, he's having his cake and everything and eating it too. I might as well have a say in something and who the person is.
So what if he says, you know what, baby, I think this girl you're picking, you like her, maybe you wanted to sleep with her. I mean, he can also say the same thing that you're saying.
I'll say, okay, we don't got to do it. This was your idea.
What about you, Q?
I'm not going to let no man pick another female to sleep with us. No. It's going to be me, or we're not going to do it. Because I don't, like she said, I don't know the real intentions or how this female came about. I don't know your real relationship with this female. And I don't know what's going to happen moving forward. So we're not going to play those games. We're going to let me to pick, or we're not going to do it at all.
So you're saying you want to pick the
Yes,
the girl.
absolutely.
What about you, Jonathan?
Well, I mean, like, of course, I would want to pick the girl. Like, I mean, given in the situation, like, I would rather, if the option is like she picks it or no, then of course she can pick the girl. But like, if I can pick it, then yes. Because newsflash, ladies, like, there's multiple people we want to fuck. There's 8 billion people in the world. Chances are we want to fuck more than one person.
Right.
And you can,
Just not
when
with
you're
me.
single.
Right.
But if that's the case, then if it's reversed, if you let me pick the girl, then you can pick the guy. Fair is fair, right?
I mean, I personally, I feel like, I feel like when a girl says that she wants to pick the lady, I think that's a little bit selfish. You know what I mean? Why can't he pick the girl? No,
You
seriously.
getting to sleep with 2 people, and that was selfish?
No. Hold on. No.
Wait, she has a question.
You have a
Yeah.
question?
So if it was flipped, right? Say the woman wanted a threesome.
Okay.
Would you let her pick the man?
What? No, I don't
Dum,
think-
dum,
No,
dum.
hold on.
Dum, dum, dum.
Hold on.
You're not doing that.
Drops mic. Very valid question. That's a good question. Now,
You say you picking a dude?
Oh no, of course
Yes.
not. I'm not picking it. First of all, personally, right? Personally, if my girl come up to me and say she want to have a threesome with 2 guys, I'm saying no. Is
That's a
automatically
train.
no.
Are you
Honestly,
good?
first of all,
what
that's
if
a
you,
train.
What if you picked a dude with like a micro penis?
Oh my gosh, you be
No,
so
no,
bad.
she's not. No, I'm not gonna let my girl pick the girl. First of all, I dare you to come over to me and tell me you want to have a
So
threesome.
how do you
with 2
feel
guys.
you're dignified in doing it to the female? How are you so okay with asking the female for a threesome, but you are so bothered if she asks you?
No, okay. My question was right. If he actually you agree, you don't have to agree to it. But let's say if you agree to it, is it okay for him to pick the guy? I mean the woman. I'm sorry. But I mean I'm saying like like right if if you agree to it, is it okay for him to pick the woman? You go. She said no. You said no. I mean why he can't pick the
Because he's getting 2 vaginas. That's all he get. He don't get to pick nothing else.
So you're okay picking the.
Yes, he gets 2 vaginas. That's where it stops for him. I'm going to pick the female.
And you pick the female too, correct?
Mm-mm.
I'm talking about
Who,
Adriana.
me?
Yeah.
I mean, if you're asking me to eat someone, I'd at least be wanting to be attracted to that person.
Oh, girl,
so
nobody said that.
obviously, obviously, I would like some type of approval at least.
Right. When it comes to something like that, you both have to come to an agreement. You get what I mean? You can't say, oh, because like she said, you're getting 2 vaginas, so she have to. No, I just feel like if you both come to an agreement, she doesn't have to.
At the same time.
The guy doesn't have to know the girl. You could just get like a random girl and then and do it. So she doesn't have to pick, or he doesn't have to pick. I feel like both of you have to come to an agreement and decide what you want to do. So I'm gonna have our viewers also answer this question for us. You can leave a comment below. What do you guys think? If your partner tells you they want to have a threesome and you agree to it, are you okay with him picking the woman? And also for the guys, are you okay for the lady picking the man? We want to get your thought. So now that brings us to the conclusion of this episode. And do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we hope to see you on the next episode. Bye. Also, for the next episode, if you guys have any question, any comment, anything that you want us to talk about in the show, you can leave your comment below.